Hi, today we are going to talk about this product called Photo Whitening Serum. So this product is meant for reducing hyperpigmentation, the abnormal pigmentation. Anti-aging benefits include it reduces the sunspots or hyperpigmentation. It reduces the wrinkles and fine lines, and it helps to restore moisture balance on the skin. For hyperpigmentation, there are a few types of hyperpigmentation. Melasma is a kind of a gray-brown patches on the cheeks, forehead, nose, and chin, common among pregnant women. So that's why it's sometimes called pregnancy mask, and then it's related to hormonal changes. Some women who are taking this oral contraceptive pill may also develop this kind of a melasma. Lentigines, characterized by flat, tan, black, or brown spots on the skin surface, also known as the liver spots, although it's not directly related to the liver, or age spots. So this is very much related to aging. And freckles, bunches of concentrated melanin mostly found in the fair skinned individuals. It's related to exposure to the sunlight, the UV radiations. So there are various kinds of hyperpigmentation. So let's take a look at how this melanin or pigmentation happens in our skin. So this is the epidermis. There are 4 layers, the stratum corneum being the outermost layer, and then granular cell layer, spinous layer, and the basal layer. So there are 4 layers of this the epidermis. At the base of this epidermis, there's a kind of a cell called a melanocyte, which is in charge of producing this melanin. So melanocyte cells produces this melanin pigment, and then this melanin is being transported through these dendrites to the rest of the cells inside the epidermis, which are called keratinocytes. So there are 4 stages of this pigmentation process. Number 1 is that the activation of melanocytes by these UV radiations, hormones, or inflammation. And then number 2 is the formation and the maturation of the melanosomes. Melanosomes is a kind of the organelle or a structure inside the cells, which is in charge of producing melanin. Number 3 is the synthesis of melanin in the melanosomes. And then after that, step number 4 is the transport and transfer of this melanosome and melanin to the keratinocytes. So this photo whitening serum contains various kind of the herbal medicine and ingredients which will target to each and every step of this melanin synthesis process. So it is very effective to control the hyperpigmentation. So this serum, whitening serum contains brightlet, alpha-arbutin, galactomyces fermentiltric, niacinamide, which is vitamin B3, acetyl-hexapeptide 8, and saccharide isomerase. So how does this product works? So just now we have discussed the 4 stages of pigment production. So step 1 is the activation of the melanocytes by the hormone or UV light or inflammation. And then maturation of this melanosome, which is the structure that produces melanin inside the melanocyte. Step 3 is the melanin synthesis inside the melanosomes. And then after that, it is being transported to the keratinocytes through those dendrites of the melanocytes. So brightlet will reduce, will interfere with the activation of melanocytes. Brightlet and alpha-arbutin will regulate the maturation of the melanosomes. Brightlet, alpha-arbutin, and GFF will target this enzyme for tyrosinase, which is involved in turning this amino acid tyrosine into melanin. So inflammation also plays a part in this pigmentation process. So this GFF and vitamin C are very effective to reduce the reactive oxygen species inside the skin. Brightlet and niacinamide will inhibit the transportation of the melanosome and melanin to the keratinocyte. Then other ingredients such as glycolic acid will help to increase the skin turnover so that the pigmentation can be reduced on the skin. So these ingredients, different ingredients inside this formulation, they work differently in various stages of the pigmentation formation process. So let's take a look at this very special ingredient for Brightlet. So Brightlet is a product extracted from the marine ingredients, which is produced by a microorganism in this island called Tenerife. So Tenerife is an island in Spain. It's a volcanic island in the Canary archipelago in Spain. So the temperate climate with many sun hours and little rain give a very conducive environment for this microorganism to thrive in this area. So this ecosystem with a high density, diversity of a marine microorganism that produces a substance with great potential for skin care. So this Brightlet, how does it work? So it helps to brighten and homogenize the skin complexion. So mainly through the modulation of the expression of melanogenic genes and decrease in melanosomes maturation. So it mainly works in these two steps. So it reduces the tyrosinase expression and activity. It inhibits the melanin production, and also it works on this melanosome transfer to the keratinocytes. So besides regulating the formation of this melanin, Brightlet also helps to repair the damaged DNA due to the UV radiation. So Brightlet is a fantastic ingredient which works on the various steps of this melanin synthesis. So there are a lot of studies showing the effectiveness of this Brightlet in controlling the pigment formation in the skin. So in summary, Brightlet helps to brighten the skin and it helps to reduce the contrast of the spots. That means it helps to even the skin tone. Brightlet helps to reduce the dark spot size by 6.9%, and Brightlet helps to reduce the melanin in the dark spots by up to 61%. So Brightlet is very effective to control hyperpigmentation. The next ingredient is alpha-arbutin. So alpha-arbutin is the extract of the leaf of the bearberry shrub, cranberry, or blueberry. So alpha-arbutin, the mechanism of action, it inhibits the tyrosinase, which is the enzyme involved in transforming tyrosine into melanin. So this alpha-arbutin inhibits the tyrosinase activity in the melanocytes, thereby decreasing the melanin formation. Alpha-arbutin inhibits the melanosome maturation. So this alpha-arbutin mainly works on these two steps. So from this amino acid tyrosine, it is being transformed into DOPA by its enzyme called tyrosinase. And then from DOPA, it is being transformed into dopaquinone, also through this tyrosinase, and then eventually melanin is formed. So this alpha-arbutin works on these two steps. It helps to inhibit the functions of the tyrosinase so that there's less melanin being formed. So a clinical study shows that cosmetic facial surgery in 2018 shows that arbutin can effectively reduce melanin content to about 39%. So the benefits of alpha-arbutin is that it helps to reduce hyperpigmentation, such as melasma, lentigine, freckles, and the post-inflammatory pigmentation, and it helps to even out the skin tone. Alpha-arbutin also helps to lessen the appearance of acne scars. Alpha-arbutin also works as a strong antioxidant. It helps to protect the skin from the UV light rays, free radical damage, and alpha-arbutin helps to reduce the glycation. Alpha-arbutin, how is it different from hydroquinone? Hydroquinone has been used for many years as the gold standard to reduce the hyperpigmentation, but hydroquinone has got quite a lot of adverse effects. So alpha-arbutin works more or less the same way as hydroquinone, but it is a very much safer version of this hydroquinone. So the mechanism of action, alpha-arbutin helps to inhibit the tyrosinase. Hydroquinone also have to inhibit the tyrosinase, but hydroquinone will cause damage to the melanocytes and melanosomes. So cytotoxicity, alpha-arbutin is less cytotoxic, whereas this hydroquinone is more cytotoxic to the melanocyte. That means it helps to damage, it damages the melanocyte and kill the melanocytes. Skin irritation, there's a lesser incidence of alpha-arbutin causing skin irritation. The incidences of skin allergy, skin irritation after applying the hydroquinone is quite common. Side effects, long-term usage of the hydroquinone will cause this condition called exogenous ochronosis, which is the blue-black splotchy pigmentation in if hydroquinone is used for long term. So whereas alpha-arbutin has got no such concern. So photosensitivity, hydroquinone is very common. So hydroquinone is can be used at night, but not in the daytime. So the next ingredient is galactomyces fermentiltric. So GFF is a kind of extract from this yeast fermentation of the grain, the rice, and then after that the liquid from the fermentation is being filtered, and then this GFF contains a lot of vitamins, minerals, small peptides, organic acids, oligosaccharides, and so on. So all those ingredients are very beneficial for the skin. It helps to reduce hyperpigmentation. It improves the skin moisture barrier, anti-aging and antioxidant effects. It reduces the wrinkles, and it helps to reduce the post-acne hyperpigmentation. So that's why GFF is very widely used in many kind of these cosmetic products. So how GFF reduces hyperpigmentation? So GFF inhibits melanin synthesis by deterring tyrosinase activity. So GFF reduces oxidative stress in the melanocytes. So antioxidant effects, GFF suppresses TNF alpha, induces reactive oxygen species production, and GFF prevents the Th2 mediated reduction of the filaggrin. So this is the story history about this galactomyces ferment filtrate, how it was discovered. In the 1970s, it was noticed that those aged Japanese sake brewers have amazingly soft and youthful hands, in contrast to their aged and wrinkled faces. So the scientists started to investigate how and why such a phenomenon happens. So the secret lies in the yeast that the brewer's hands were in constant contact with during the sake fermentation process. So finally, this Galactomyces ferment filtrate was discovered, and then after that, it is being widely used as an anti-aging and skin nourishing products. So there are various clinical studies to show the effectiveness of galactomyces ferment filtrate. So such as in vitro study shows that 5% of GFF can reduce the melanin synthesis by 35%, and then 10% of the GFF can reduce the melanin synthesis by 55%. So a Korean study shows that using GFF 97% can reduce the pimple pores, blackhead, sebum production by 64%, and it helps to reduce the acne lesions. So GFF is also very effective to promote the skin barrier function. It helps to reduce the transepidermal water loss, and then it helps to upregulate the keratinocytes differentiation. Next product is next ingredient is the niacinamide, which is vitamin B3. So mechanism of action is that it helps to reduce by up to 68% of melanosomes transfer from the melanocytes to keratinocytes. So it interferes with the cell signaling pathway between keratinocytes and melanocytes. And vitamin B3 has these photoprotection actions, anti-inflammatory properties, and it helps to reduce the solar elastosis, which is hyperpigmentation due to long-term exposure to the sunlight. So the main function of this vitamin B3 niacinamide is in the step 4, which is the transport of this melanosome to the keratinocytes. Next active ingredient is acetyl hexapeptide 8. So acetyl hexapeptide 8 compound is a peptide compound that has excellent anti-wrinkles and anti-aging effects. AHP8 provides rapid firming and lifting results. It tightens the skin and reduces wrinkles caused by smiling and squinting. So it is also called the Botox in the jar. So how it works is that acetyl hexapeptide 8 promotes skin's natural production of collagen 1, which is the most important protein inside the skin. 85% of all those collagen inside the skin, this collagen 1. So this acetyl hexapeptide 8 promotes the production of this collagen 1, which is the scaffolding protein inside the skin. So the benefit is that HP8 resurfaces, rebuild, and refill the aged skin. It diminishes the look and lines of wrinkles. HP8 provides rapid firming and lifting results. Skin tone appears brighter and even. The skin's texture is smoother and softer, and proper pores appears diminished. Some study shows that day 1 after applying this AHP8, the skin is more hydrated and radiant. Day 3 after applying this AHP8, the skin is resurfaced, softer, and looks more plump. Day 14, skin becomes firmer, facial contours are evidently more lifted, and skin appears less lined and suppler. Next ingredient is the saccharide isomerate, or the trade name is called pentavitin. This is widely used in this simple product. So the saccharide isomerate is a kind of a plant-derived carbohydrate complex similar to the kind of saccharide found in the stratum corneum, which is the outer layer of the epidermis. So saccharide isomerate is an excellent water binding agent. It strengthens the skin's barrier. So instant and deep hydration. Saccharide isomerate binds to the free amino acid group lysine in the keratin of the stratum corneum and cannot be washed away easily, leading to the long-lasting moisturization. So that means this saccharide isomerate, once it binds to the keratin in the stratum corneum, it cannot be washed away so easily. So the moisturizing effect can last up to at least 72 hours. The saccharide isomerate boosts the hyaluronic acid synthesis up to 66% and reduces the appearance of wrinkles by up to 79%. So these are the clinical studies about this galactomyces firmum-filtrate, 22 ASEAN female volunteers with a hyperpigmentation region of the skin. So when they apply the brightlet, after 8 weeks, it shows that the skin is brighter, and then the size of the hyperpigmentation spot has reduced, and dark spots have reduced. So galactomyces firmum-filtrate suppresses ROS generation and promotes a cellular redox balance in human melanocytes via the NRF2 ARE pathway. So this is the study about how this GFF works, different pathways of how it works to help to improve the skin texture. Alpha-arbutin. This is a clinical study involving 102 women aged 26 to 55 years old with melasma and lentigo solaris. So test product using cream with aqueous extract from this leaf, which contains alpha-arbutin. And then the result shows that the decreased level of melanin in the skin pigmentation spot, lightening and evening skin tone was observed in 75.86% of the female patients with melasma and 56% of the female patients with the lentigo solaris. So alpha-arbutin is very effective to reduce hyperpigmentation. And this is the study about this niacinamide vitamin B3. So 18 subjects with hyperpigmentation use either 5% of niacinamide or vehicle moisturizer, and 120 subjects with facial tanning using either vehicle sunscreen or 2% niacinamide plus sunscreen. So the result shows that the niacinamide significantly reduced hyperpigmentation and increased skin lightness after 4 weeks of use. And niacinamide gave 35 to 68% inhibition of a melanosome transfer in the co-culture model and the reduced cutaneous pigmentation in the PREP model. So this FOTO whitening serum contains various kinds of unique ingredients, which are very effective to modulate, to regulate the different steps of pigmentation formation process. So in summary, this FOTO whitening serum helps to increase the luminosity and brightening of the skin, and then it helps to reduce the hyperpigmentation, reduce the dark spot size, and make the skin tone more even. And it contains ingredients which can reduce oxidative stress, photo aging, and it helps to reduce wrinkles. And the ingredients inside this serum helps to increase the skin barrier function and to increase the hydration. And it makes the skin looks more supple. So the key ingredients is some famous brands. Galactomyces firmum-filtrate is the most important ingredient inside SK2 range of products. The trade name of this GFF is Pitera. Acetyl hexapeptide A is the most important ingredient inside this Estee Lauder serum. Alpha arbutin in this The Ordinary brand, and saccharide isomerate in this Simple brand. The trade name is called pentabiotin. Thank you.